Let us chant the Karma Yoga Shloka Sangraha, Dhyana Shloka. Parasharyavachas sarojamamalam Geetarthagandhotkatam Nanakhyanakakesaram Harikatha Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpadairaharaha Pepiyamanam Muda Bhuyat Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradhvamsina Shreyase Atha Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Karma Yoga Shloka Sangraha Arjuna Uvacha Jayasi Chet Karmanaste Mata Buddhir Janardana Tatkim Karmani Ghore Ma Niyojayasi Keshava Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Na Karmana Manarambha Naishkarmyam Purushoshnute Na Cha Sanyasana Deva Siddhim Samadhigacchati Nahi kaschit kshanamapi Jatutishtatya karma krite Karyate kyavashah karma Sarva prakriti jair gunaihi Karmendriyani sanyamya Yahaste manasa smaran Indriyarthan vimudhatma Mithyacarasa uchyate Yastvindriyani manasa Niyam yarabhate Arjuna Karmendriyai karma yogam Asaktasya vishishyate Anubandham kshayam himsam Anaveshya cha paurusham Mohadarabhyate karma Yattattamasamuchyate Yattu kamepsuna karma Sahankarena va punaha Kriyate bahulayasam Tadrajasamudahrutam Niyatam sangarahitam Aragadveshatah kritam Aphalapretssuna karma Yattat satvikamuchyate Karmanyevadhikaraste Ma phaleshu kadachana Ma karma phalaheturbhuhu Ma te sangostva karmani Kim karma kima karmeti Tavayopyatra mohitaha Tatte karma pravakshyami Yajñātvā mokṣyase shubhāt Karmano hyapi bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi yogastah kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate Buddhi yakto jahatiha Ubhe sukruta dushkrute Tasmat yogaya yujyasva Yoga karma sukaushalam Karmanya karmaya pashye Akarmani cha karmayaha Sabuddhiman manushyeshu Sayukta krishna karma krite Tyaktva karma phala sangam Nityatrupto nirashrayaha Karmanyabhipravrittopi Naiva kinchit karoti saha Tasmadasaktas satatam Karyam karma samachara Asakto hyacharan karma Paramapnoti purushaha Karmajam buddhi yuktahi Phalam tyaktva manishinaha Janma bandha vinirmuktaha Padam gachyantya namayam. So we will go for the last shloka now. Apuryamana machala pratishtham ಸಮುದ್ರಮಾಪಃ ಪ್ರವಿಶಂತಿ ಯದ್ವತ್ ಆಪೂರ್ಯಮಾಣಮಚಲ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಂ ಸಮುದ್ರಮಾಪಃ ಪ್ರವಿಶಂತಿ ಯದ್ವತ್ ತದ್ವತ್ ಕಾಮಾಯಂ ಪ್ರವಿಶಂತಿ ಸರ್ವೇ ಸಶಾಂತಿಮಾಪ್ನೋತಿ ನ ಕಾಮಕಾಮಿ ತದ್ವತ್ ಕಾಮಾಯಂ ಪ್ರವಿಶಂತಿ ಸರ್ವೇ ಸಶಾಂತಿಮಾಪ್ನೋತಿ ನ ಕಾಮಕಾಮಿ ಆಪೂರ್ಯಮಾಣಮಚಲ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಂ ಸಮುದ್ರಮಾಪಃ ಪ್ರವಿಶಂತಿ ಯದ್ವತ್ ತದ್ವತ್ ಕಾಮಾಯಂ ಪ್ರವಿಶಂತಿ ಸರ್ವೇ ಸಶಾಂತಿಮಾಪ್ನೋತಿ ನ ಕಾಮಕಾಮಿ So let's look at the word split. Apuryamanam, achala pratishtham, samudram, apaha, pravishanti, yadvat, tadvat, kama, yam, pravishanti, sarve, saha, shantim, apnoti, na kama kami. So here the context is its second chapter, shloka number 70. The context is Krishna Paramatma is talking about Sthita Prajna, the one who has got self-knowledge. So knowledge is very important, but one cannot come to self-knowledge directly. One should have purification of mind, which is called Chitta Shuddhi. Why? Because our mind is having likes and dislikes. That is why we have started with Karma Yoga Shloka Sangraha. What is Karma Yoga? Doing the activity which will dilute the likes and dislikes of the mind. I don't want to do this now. Why? Because my mind is saying, this is not, I don't like this. I don't want to do it. Then something that you like, you want to do it. But something that you like is not something that needs to be done now. So therefore, suppose you are sitting here in Maitre Milan. Suddenly the mind says, come on, let's see the mobile phone. What's there? So that is whatever the mind wants to do, whatever it likes to do right now, you are doing. But you know that in Maitre Milan, this is Prarthana Milan. So where we are doing Prarthana, prayer. Therefore, the attitude should be prayerful. We should not worry about looking at the message or anything of that sort. Only devote your mind to God. So therefore, that particular time is for devotion and connecting with God. So if you understand that, what needs to be done? Silent and complete focus. So therefore you do that. So Karma Yoga is to ensure that we do what is to be done. By that you reduce your Raga Dvesha. And when you reduce your Raga Dvesha, your mind becomes uncolored. We call it as objective mind. So at any point in time, you are more focused on what needs to be done rather than what you want to do. So therefore, the Raga Dveshas are removed, your mind becomes objective, and in an objective mind alone, the knowledge of self will stay, can be grasped and will stay. Otherwise, in Jnana Yoga Shloka Sangra, we have Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Puranaha. The nature of Atma is talked about. But we won't understand unless and until we are objective. And therefore, you do Karma Yoga. So, what is this shloka talking about? This shloka says, after you do Karma Yoga, your mind becomes clean of Raga Dvesha. And when it becomes clean of Raga Dvesha, then you get the knowledge. After you get the self-knowledge from various sources, basically self-knowledge is from the Upanishad. The teaching of the Upanishad gives you self-knowledge. With the help of teacher, you get the knowledge and you become free. And once you become free, how will you be? How will the mind be? And that is what is described. The previous shloka describes, gives an example which is a little difficult to understand. We have already seen this in Jnana Yoga Shloka Sangra. Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutanam. So that shloka is there. This is the next shloka. So what this tells, it is giving an example of sea and other sources of water. If you look at the sea is complete by itself. Suppose all the rivers get dried up, all the streams of water gets dried up because of summer. Still, the samudra will never get dried up. It does not require other sources of water to become full. So that is why it is called Apuryamanam. First. So it is not requiring anything else to become complete. And second is, it is independent. That means what? Suppose water does not come from the river. For some reason river is dried up. Water does not come. That day, that year, rain is not that high. It is akala, drought. Still, samudra will not require anything to be complete, to be full. Similarly, a person who has this self-knowledge does not require anything outside to be happy. Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha. He is full. Okay, he is doing some activity like writing an exam, or he is doing some activity like doing an experiment. He does it. But suppose for some reason it does not work out, he is not perturbed or disturbed. If it works out and gets success, well and good. If it does not happen, it is not successful also, he is not disturbed. He is contented like always. Therefore, it is achala pratishtham. He is not disturbed at all. Okay. Samudraha. So now what about other water bodies? Other water bodies, you can compare other water bodies with people who do not have knowledge. Because they do not have self-knowledge, they are agitated. They feel they are incomplete, insecure, unhappy, and they try to find happiness from outside. If India-Pakistan match is there, if India wins, I am happy. If they are from Pakistan, they will say, if Pakistan wins, I am happy. So, it depends on the external situation to be happy. You are looking at India-Pakistan match, the Sunday it was seen. Then if the power goes off, then you are, oh no, the power has gone. What is this? So, your own happiness, which is otherwise called Purnatvam, wholeness, that depends on something outside. So, other water bodies are like that. But the mind of a person having this wisdom or knowledge is ever full, does not depend upon external situation. So, even when, what is said here, kama, the desires, desire in the sense here, kama means the object of desire, like taste, what you see, what you smell, all of them, they flow to a jnani's mind also, a person who is wise, but that does not disturb him. Suppose he sees a very irritating sight, it does not disturb him. Suppose he sees a disturbing, so-called disturbing sight, like somebody is walking past, many people, I mean, we have witnessed, there is a person who is walking, suddenly a truck comes and crushes the person. It is such a cruel vision, usually for others. For him, it will not disturb. So therefore, it can be pleasant input to the eyes or the ears, the nose, the taste buds or the touch. or it can be unpleasant input. That is called kama here. For us, if it enters, when you see gulab jamun, you say, oh, gulab jamun, excited, right? When you see somebody's death in front of your eyes, you say, oh no. So, for him, it does not disturb. Whether it is gulab jamun or such a vision, it does not disturb that person. So how does all this enter into the person's mind who is having the wisdom? Like the water from rivers, all the rivers, they enter into the sea, and when they enter into the sea, does the sea get disturbed or displaced? No. Water is flowing with full force from the river towards the sea, but the sea is ever calm. Similarly, when any kind of sight, any kind of smell, pleasant or unpleasant, it does not disturb the person who is having this wisdom that is described here. Thank you.
Suprabhatam. Paniganavarabushah Parvati Shlaghyavesh Khalajanakrita Roshah Khandita Doshah Sadaruna Girivasah Shakrasurya Didishah Parihruta Bhava Pashah Patumam Parvatishah Harashambho Mahadeva Vishwesha Maravallabha Shiva Shankara Sarvatman Nilakantha Namostute Haranamah Parvati Pataye. Yes, we are all ready to welcome Mahashivaratri. As Sir told, it is every Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi is a Shivaratri, but this is Mahashivaratri. So this Mahashivaratri, we have the arrangement of doing Shiva Puja, Shiva Pujana, and Shiva is also called as Rudra, and Rudra is Manoniyamaka. He is going to monitor our mind. We have to pray Lord Shiva to have control of our mind. Only if he gives that buddhi, only we can do that. Otherwise, it is not possible. For that, every year, Mahashivaratri, we are going to spend the whole day and night. Day in doing the fasting and night Jagarana with Shivanama Japa. That is Panchakshari. Nagendraharaya Trilochanaya Nagendraharaya Trilochanaya Basmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya. Every 5 shloka is there. Nakara, Makara, then Shiva, Ya, Shivaya. So like that first shloka this is. So these are the details, program details in our campus. What is going to happen? From tomorrow morning 10:30 to 12:30 afternoon, that is Laghu Rudra Havana is going to happen. Please get ready everyone and spend the whole day and night with Shivanama Japa. So afternoon 3 o'clock to 4:30 we have Panchamrita Abhisheka, Ashtadravya Abhisheka and Navadhanya Abhisheka also. And 4:30 to 5 p.m. we have Lagunyasa, and 5 to 7:30 p.m. we have Rudra Abhisheka. So after Rudra Abhisheka, then 7:30 to 8:45 Bilvarchana is there, Alankara is there, and at 8:45 Mahamangalarati and Akhanda Namajapa should continue till the sunrise. So this is how we are going to celebrate in our campus. I request all the bhaktas, bhaktaganas, we are all Lord Shiva bhaktas only. As I told you, Shiva has to give us that mind. If we have to concentrate even for doing meditation also, if mind is not there, then you cannot do anything. So let us welcome Lord Shiva on this eve only, so that our mind should get tuned for tomorrow's Shivarchana with many ways and colorfully. Thank you very much. Hari Om Tat Sat.